My wife Amelia Bennett asked me to accompany her to the March Commercial Summit. At the reception, she made a grand entrance on the arm of her assistant, Dylan Parker, both dressed to the nines. As for me, she had me seated at a table with the kitchen staff. Just as I was about to go over and question her, her assistant mocked me publicly. "Sincere Clark, you're just a useless kept man. What right do you have to sit next to Chairperson Bennett?" I gave him a slight smile, then turned my head to look at Amelia beside him. "You also think I don't have the right, is that it?" At that moment, everyone at the table turned their eyes toward me. Amelia clearly hadn't expected me to disrespect her in front of so many people. Fury flashed across her face. "Sincere, what stunt are you pulling now? This is a business networking event. If you want to argue, get the hell out and do it. Don't embarrass me here." I chuckled, gazing at her nonchalantly. "Amelia, you think sitting next to you would embarrass you? Is that right?" The next second, Amelia slammed her hand on the table, pointing her finger straight at my nose as she yelled, "Yes, I think sitting with you is humiliating. So what? Nominally, you're my husband, but in reality, there are absolutely no feelings between us. To the Bennett family, you're nothing more than a dog I keep." As she finished, she stood up entirely, her spittle hitting my face. I wiped my face with a tissue, still maintaining a smile. "Then I don't understand. If you despise me so much, why insist I come to this damn networking event? Or did Chairperson Bennett simply want to humiliate me?" Honestly, I was puzzled myself. Usually, she found me clumsy and embarrassing, not even letting me near the company. Yet today, for such an important occasion, Amelia insisted on dragging me along. Something was definitely off. Just as I finished speaking, Dylan Parker, the assistant who had taken my spot, stood up too. "You surname Lynn, calling you stupid is an understatement. Can't you figure out something so simple?" It's obviously because, before Dylan could finish, Amelia quickly raised a hand to cut him off. "Dylan, let's just eat. Why bother with someone like him? Even if you told him the reason, what difference would it make? He'll just go back to idling around like always, doing whatever, completely oblivious to his own problems. If I'd known then what I know now, I never should have agreed to my father's demand to marry him. Such bad luck." Amelia's words stunned me. Me, the secret powerhouse behind the company. What more did I need to do? Sit in an office drinking coffee all day like her? Seeing my silence, Amelia thought she'd hit a nerve and looked smug. "What? Struck a sore spot, did I? Lost the courage to even speak? Sincere Clark, you better behave yourself, or believe it or not, I'll have you fired right now." I let out a cold laugh, my eyes fixed on her. "Amelia, are you saying I'm redundant at the company?" My initial thought was that today was the annual industry conference, a rare opportunity for the Bennett family, and I didn't want to blow this small issue into a city-wide scandal in Sterling City. But I didn't know what had gotten into this crazy woman today. She just wouldn't let go. Insulting me once or twice, I could ignore it like she was just blowing hot air. But now she was using my position to threaten me, that I truly couldn't tolerate. Did she have absolutely no clue who was responsible for the Bennett family's current status? You're absolutely right. Keeping a waste like you in my company is just a drain on resources. I smiled faintly and shook my head. "Amelia, call me idle if you want, but saying I'm useless to the company? I can't accept that. Surely you don't believe you reached your current position all by yourself." Seeing that I wasn't admitting fault and dared to talk back, Amelia exploded. "Sincere Clark, open your damned eyes and look closely. I, Amelia Bennett, am the chairperson of the Bennett Group. If the company going public wasn't thanks to me, was it thanks to a waste like you?" I nodded with a straight face. "Exactly, you're not wrong. The Bennett family indeed rose to become one of Sterling City's 4 major families because of me." The moment I spoke, the table erupted. "Kid, you're quite the bullshitter. The Bennett family has a renowned name in Sterling City. What are you?" "Mr. Harrison is right. A man even his own wife looks down on. How dare he demand to sit with us? I suggest you leave quickly. Everyone here is a figure of importance in the business world. We don't welcome pretty boys living off others." I rubbed my ears, tuning out their comments. "Whether I'm qualified to sit here isn't up to you." My words left everyone staring at me, jaws dropped. Everyone attending the summit today was a leader or major investor in Sterling City's business circles. Even the Bennett family had only just qualified for an invitation this year. My statement quickly spread throughout the venue. All eyes were on me, sharp and hostile, as if ready to devour me. As more people joined in, I was soon surrounded. Seeing this unfold, Dylan Parker's face split into a wide grin. Everyone, let me clarify first. Although this person is Chairperson Bennett's husband, he has already been fired by the Bennett Group. Feel free to beat him or curse him. We won't interfere. Hearing the assistant's words, I almost burst out laughing. Dylan, I suggest you don't rush to distance yourself from me just yet. Then I gave him a sudden smile. Without me, the Bennett Group will go bankrupt in less than 10 minutes. Believe it. As soon as I said it, Dylan slammed the table. Sincere Clark, are you dreaming? A butcher like you thinks you can bring down the company? That's utterly delusional. I nodded, looking at him calmly. It's the truth. If you don't believe me, feel free to test it. Dylan raised an eyebrow, scoffing. Try me. Someone who doesn't even know their own worth. How dare you posture in front of me? I wasn't angered by his words. Instead, I remained composed. Sorry, I'm not like you. I, Sincere Clark, never rely on others. This statement caused the faces of the business leaders at the table to change instantly. I wondered who was acting so high and mighty. Turns out it's just the Bennett family's lapdog. Well said. Just a kept pretty boy daring to mock others. He's simply humiliating himself. Everyone here is worth millions, maybe tens of millions. You probably don't even have $100 on you. I cleared my throat lightly, my gaze sweeping across the room. You're mistaken. I'm not looking down on others. I'm looking down on every single one of you here. Though I might not understand business intricacies, I at least knew basic human decency. Since entering the venue, these so-called business elites hadn't been discussing company growth, but rather opportunistic schemes. One guy cutting employee wages today, another evading taxes tomorrow. With bosses like them, their companies were probably not far from closing down. My declaration instantly made me the target of everyone's ire. Even the host, Michael Carter, couldn't stand it anymore. Sir, this is a business summit. People like you are not welcome here. I slowly looked up at the stage. Oh, what kind of person am I? Why don't you elaborate? Before the host could speak, Dylan Parker rushed onto the stage and snatched the microphone. Sincere Clark, you're just a moocher. His words boomed through the speakers, reaching every corner of the hall. The business leaders at my table stood up applauding, watching me with schadenfreude. Even Amelia, who hadn't spoken for a while, joined in the applause. Seeing this scene, I finally understood Amelia's real reason for bringing me here. She just miscalculated. Using others to do her dirty work wouldn't affect me in the slightest. Even looking across all of Sterling City, no one was qualified to look down on me. Seeing my silence, Dylan thought I was scared and raised the microphone again. Hey, Ling guy, now do you understand why Chairperson Bennett didn't want you at her table? Halfway through, he suddenly grinned. Because you're simply not worthy. I stared at him coldly, my voice devoid of emotion. All right, the charade has gone on long enough. Spit it out. What's the real reason you brought me here? Assistant Parker eyed me with a malicious grin for a long moment before speaking slowly. Since you figured it out, I won't pretend anymore. To tell you the truth, Chairperson Bennett brought you here hoping you'd realize your place and stop clinging shamelessly to the Bennett family. I put my hands in my pockets, smiling faintly. And then, Assistant Parker looked me up and down, his expression contemptuous. Chairperson Bennett wants to divorce you. I paused for a few seconds, then turned back to look at Amelia. Is what he said true? Do you really want to divorce me? Amelia arched an eyebrow, looking at me disdainfully. Dylan is right. I've wanted to divorce you for a long time. I only delayed until now because of my father's pressure. It just so happens that many business leaders are here today. They can witness it. I, Amelia Bennett, want to divorce you, this useless butcher. Hearing Amelia's words, everything clicked into place. 3 years ago, when the Bennett family was still a small company, Robert Bennett, the founder of Bennett Group, approached me directly, saying he wanted to marry his daughter to me. Before I could even refuse, he pulled out the marriage agreement. I saw the handwriting on it. It was indeed my father's signature. I was young back then, completely clueless about love, but to fulfill my father's last wish, I gritted my teeth and agreed. Unexpectedly, on the day we were supposed to register the marriage, Amelia suddenly backed out, saying she would only register but not hold a wedding ceremony. After careful consideration, I agreed to her request. After all, feelings do need time to develop. But who knew that after 3 years, not only had no feelings developed, but she was now forcing a divorce on me. Thinking about this, my anger surged. Amelia, I'll ask you one last time. Are you sure you want to divorce me? Even if it means gambling away the Bennett Group you're so proud of. Before Amelia could speak, Dylan Parker started fanning the flames again. Divorce? Absolutely. With Chairperson Bennett's current status, she can definitely find a man 100, even 1,000, times better than you. I glared at him furiously. Dylan, what business is this of yours? You're just Amelia's assistant, or can you make decisions for her? My words instantly angered Amelia. Enough. Stop talking, Sincere. I can tell you clearly. I have never had any feelings for you, not even a shred. To me and the Bennett family, you are nothing but a burden, completely insignificant. I sighed softly, a hint of disappointment in my eyes. Looks like you made up your mind long ago, didn't you? Amelia frowned, looking at me with disgust. Yes, you're right. I never liked you. Not in the past, not now, and not ever in the future. As soon as she finished, Dylan Parker immediately started clapping, and the onlookers followed suit, expressing support for Amelia's actions. I scanned the crowd peripherally, a slight smile playing on my lips. Since that's the case, so be it. Then, I gave Amelia a meaningful look. I hope you won't regret this decision in the future. Hearing that I agreed to the divorce, Amelia became visibly agitated. Sincere Clark, since you're willing to divorce me, things are simpler. Name your price. Do you want money or property? I'll try my best to satisfy you. I waved my hand dismissively, looking at her coldly. No need for money. After all, the Bennett family is about to go bankrupt. Then my tone suddenly shifted, becoming colder. Right now, I just want to know one thing. Besides the reasons you mentioned, are there any other reasons for divorcing me? Or let me be more direct. Who is pulling the strings behind everything that happened today? Knowing Amelia, she cared deeply about appearances. Without someone orchestrating this behind the scenes, she would never bring up her private family matters in public. There had to be something suspicious going on. Indeed, Amelia's expression confirmed my suspicions. Her eyes darted around, unable to meet my gaze. Seeing this, Dylan Parker quickly stepped forward. You are not worthy to know his name. But I can tell you this. This person is from Beijing, a major figure you can never afford to offend. Only now did I realize that Dylan Parker had been fueling everything that happened today. No wonder he always chimed in at critical moments. Poor Amelia. She didn't even realize she was being used. Faced with their repeated provocations, I hadn't lashed out, but had shown restraint time and again. After all, everyone present was a prominent figure in the business world, and I didn't want to make things awkward for everyone. But constant concession only earned me endless ridicule. Enough. My cold gaze swept across the surroundings. I see no need to continue this summit. I'll give all of you two choices now. Either leave now, and I might let you off, or wait to go bankrupt along with the Bennett family. My words were met with shared smiles among the surrounding business elites. Kid, you may be young, but you've got a big mouth. Threatening us now? You believe one word from us could make it impossible for you to survive in Sterling City. I suggest you leave quietly, otherwise, no one will be able to save you soon. Suppressing my anger, I spoke slowly. I've been low-key for too long. Today, I feel like being high-profile for once. As I spoke, I slowly walked towards the main stage. Anyone who stays today, every single one. I, Sincere Clark, will take you all on. I looked down at the defiant faces below, feeling a pang of disappointment. Is this what Sterling City's business scene has become? Profit-driven, riddled with cliques and corruption, a complete mess. Lin Guy, get the hell down from there. That's not your place. Dylan Parker yelled from the crowd, but I just smiled faintly. That's enough. Your job is done. Tell the person behind you to come out. What kind of skill is it to always hide and whisper insults? Doesn't he even have the courage to face me directly? The moment I finished speaking, the doors to the hall suddenly burst open. A young man about my age swaggered in. You're Sincere Clark, right? I've taken a liking to your wife. Name your price. Young Master Crawford. You're finally here. Following Dylan Parker's exclamation, everyone turned their gaze towards the newcomer, welcoming the young master from the capital. Judging by the look of things, you must be the real boss behind this summit today. The young man raised an eyebrow, slowly approaching me. You guessed correctly. I organized this top-tier industry exchange. My surname is Crawford, given name Nathaniel. You can call me young Master Crawford, like they do. I almost couldn't stifle a laugh. Young Master Crawford, this so-called top-tier summit you speak of. Surely you don't mean these wastes down here? From my perspective, your summit isn't all that impressive. My words were a slap in the face to everyone present. These Sterling City business people valued their pride above all. If not for young Master Crawford stopping them, I probably would have been torn apart already. Mr. Clark, I came here today in good faith. I hope you can show me some respect. Hearing him, I was momentarily baffled. Young Master Crawford, are people from Beijing perhaps a bit slow? Tell me, you're trying to steal my wife. How exactly am I supposed to respect you? Nathaniel Crawford's face flushed crimson from being countered. You Lin guy? I wanted to discuss this reasonably, but you provoke me again and again. Do you really think my Crawford family from Beijing would fear a mere live-in son-in-law of the Bennett family? His words genuinely amused me. Before coming to Sterling City, I dealt with plenty of rich kids from Beijing. The surname Crawford? I'd never heard of it. Just as I was about to speak, Amelia threw herself into Nathaniel's arms right in front of me. Sincere, I advise you to just divorce me quietly. Don't make things difficult for everyone. I looked up at the two of them, fingers intertwined, and spoke coldly. Looking at this, you two must have gotten together long ago, right? No wonder Amelia never let me touch her. All these years of marriage, it turned out someone else occupied her heart all along. The moment I spoke, Amelia's expression changed instantly. You're talking nonsense. Nathaniel and I have known each other since childhood. We've always been boyfriend and girlfriend. If my dad hadn't forced me to marry you back then, I never would have done it. Her words left me completely stunned. Since when did Amelia have a boyfriend? Why didn't Robert Bennett tell me back then? Had he deceived me? Though I hadn't figured out when these two got together, Amelia was still legally my wife. I couldn't possibly wear this green hat. Amelia, we aren't divorced yet, and you're embracing another man right in front of me. Do you have any respect for me at all? I kept my eyes fixed on her as I spoke. She couldn't meet my gaze. Just then, Nathaniel Crawford pulled her into his arms protectively, playing the hero. What cheating? You're just upset about the money, aren't you? Name your price. I have plenty of money. I watched this arrogant young master from Beijing, who clearly didn't know his place, as if watching a clown. Nathaniel Crawford, don't say I didn't warn you. If Amelia dares to divorce me today, within half an hour at most, both the Crawford family and the Bennett family will go bankrupt. As soon as I finished, Amelia eagerly stepped forward. You, Lin guy, stop trying to scare people. What makes you think you can make us go bankrupt? Young Master Crawford could crush you with a flick of his finger. If I hadn't been trying to figure out the situation, I would have slapped her right then and there. Amelia's words drew roaring laughter from the crowd. See? I told you. A pretty boy like him, with no background and no money. His wife was bound to run off with someone else eventually. Exactly. Look at the clothes he's wearing. How dare he even show up at the summit? Right. In terms of background and wealth, young Master Crawford, the sole heir of the Beijing Crawford family, leaves him 100 miles behind. The people around kept flattering Nathaniel, yet not a single person spoke up for me. It seemed in their eyes, I was now just a circus clown for their amusement. But I wasn't worried. The best part of the show needs to be savored slowly. In front of everyone, I took out my phone and dialed Robert Bennett's number. Hello, Mr. Bennett. Is that you? I have a question for you. Is it true that your daughter has a boyfriend? On the other end of the line, Robert was clearly stunned for a few seconds, then spoke cautiously. Mr. Reed, please let me explain first. Victoria, she. Impatiently, I cut him off before he could finish. I don't want your explanation right now. Just tell me, does she have a boyfriend or not? By the end, I was almost roaring. Mr. Reed, please calm down. It's not what you think. Victoria was young and foolish back then, but I assure you, my daughter and he had already broken up before she married you. Robert's words hit me like a ton of bricks. I couldn't believe I had been the backup plan for so many years, and I'd foolishly helped the Bennett family grow all this time. Rage boiled inside me, and finally, I bellowed into the phone. I'll give you 20 minutes. If you don't get here, I'll ensure the Bennett family never gets back up. With that, I hung up, my eyes bloodshot as I glared at the pair before me. All right, very good. The Crawford family from Beijing, is it? Let's see what you can do to me today. As soon as I finished speaking, I rolled up my sleeves and landed a heavy punch squarely on Nathaniel's face. This young master from the capital accustomed to a pampered life, had no time to react and was knocked to the ground on the spot. Everyone present witnessed this, their jaws hitting the floor. Holy crap, this kid's got a death wish. He actually dared to hit a Crawford family scion. Isn't that the truth? If I were him, I'd just quietly divorce Chairperson Bennett. Why resort to violence? Daring to hurt someone from the Crawford family. Not even Jesus could save him today. As the surrounding chatter grew louder, Amelia was the first to realize her boyfriend had been hit by me. She quickly helped Nathaniel up, then turned her head, glaring viciously at me. You Lynn guy, how dare you lay a hand on young Master Crawford? The Crawford family will not let you go. I waved my hand dismissively. Amelia, you've got it backwards. The question now isn't whether the Crawford family will let me go, but whether I will let you go. My words had just left my mouth when Nathaniel came to his senses. He rubbed his jaw, then slowly lifted his head, his eyes bloodshot as he stared at me. You little punk, you dare hit me? I'll take your life today. With that, he yelled toward the back, and instantly, a group of men in black suits swarmed into the hall. Get him. I want this guy dead today. At Nathaniel's command, the group charged toward me instantly. Stop right there. Just as they were less than a meter away, an urgent voice came from the doorway. Curious, everyone turned around to see a portly, middle-aged man running toward me, drenched in sweat. Isn't that the founder of the Bennett Group? What's he doing here? Seeing the scene before him, Robert's face turned deathly pale. He ran up to me, panting, and bowed deeply. Mr. Reed, are you all right? Are you injured? I glanced down at the time, exactly 20 minutes. Mr. Bennett, you arrived just in time. Your daughter's boyfriend was about to attack me. How you handle this matter will determine the survival of the Bennett family. You decide. Robert's attitude was extremely sincere, and he reacted immediately. A sharp smack echoed, and 5 bright red finger marks instantly appeared on Amelia's face. You idiot. Do you have any idea what you've done? Apologize to Mr. Reed right now. Amelia was clearly stunned by the slap, looking bewilderedly at her father. Dad, are you getting senile? Why did you hit me? It was clearly Sincere who hit young Master Crawford first. Why are you lecturing me instead of him? Seeing this, the fire in my heart subsided slightly, but this alone was far from enough. The Bennett family still owed me an explanation. Robert glared at his daughter furiously and slapped her again. You still have the nerve to ask me why? Mr. Reed has his reasons for hitting someone. Even if he were hitting you today, I would have absolutely no complaints. Saying this, he turned back to me, offered an apologetic smile, then turned around again. Today, anyone who dares touch Mr. Reed must step over my dead body. I had to admit, Robert handled things 100 times smarter than his daughter. His words were firm and powerful, but Amelia's mind was a mess. She couldn't understand why her own father would openly oppose the Crawford family from Beijing for a mere live-in son-in-law like me. Unfortunately, only a very few knew the real reason. Uncle, Mr. Bennett, surely you recognize me? I'm Nathaniel Crawford. You even visited my home when I was a child. Are you certain you want to offend the Crawford family to protect this pretty boy? Behind me stands the entire Crawford family. If you offend me, future cooperation with your company might become very difficult. The surrounding business leaders nodded in agreement after hearing Nathaniel's words, but Robert made a choice contrary to everyone else's expectation. To outsiders, perhaps he seemed old and unable to grasp the current situation, but only I knew he was doing this solely to save the Bennett family, making a final desperate effort. I found an excellent vantage point to sit down, temporarily yielding the stage to the founder of the Bennett Group. Robert's performance indeed did not disappoint me. In front of half of Sterling City's business elite, he pointed at his own daughter's nose and cursed loudly, disregarding his image. Amelia, I now command you as the head of the Bennett family to apologize to Mr. Reed immediately. If you refuse, I will have to resort to family discipline. Then he straightened his back and stood protectively in front of me. Today, I, Robert Bennett, make this clear. Anyone who dares disrespect Mr. Reed is disrespecting the Bennett family. Robert's words were like the last straw breaking the camel's back in Amelia's mind. On one side was the Crawford family from Beijing, on the other, her own father. She dared not offend either. Just as she was torn, Nathaniel stepped forward. He slowly walked up to me, his eyes filled with killing intent. You, Lin Guy, I command you to apologize to me now. or I will use all my power to make your life a living hell." I pursed my lips and gave him a slight smile. "Young Master Crawford, I think the one who should apologize is you." Nathaniel didn't waste words, directly pulling out his phone and making several calls. Time ticked by minute, and outside the venue, luxury cars began to accumulate. If one looked closely, these cars shared a common feature. Without exception, they all bore Beijing license plates, specifically Jing-A prefixes. Even the so-called business elites were dazzled. "My God, what incredible figure has arrived today. So many luxury cars." Forget the cars. Any single person getting out of those vehicles would be a major force even in Sterling City. Tonight's summit is truly something else, even alarming people from Beijing. I tuned out these comments. Robert, standing before me, was now silent as well, because he knew someone was going to have a very bad night, and likely more than one person. One by one, prominent figures emerged from the cars and headed straight for our private room. One of the older middle-aged men, Thomas Wilson, glanced at me out of the corner of his eye, raising an eyebrow slightly. "You were the one who just hit young Master Crawford, right?" His tone held disdain and surprise, but mostly provocation. "That's right, it was me." The man hadn't expected me to remain so defiant in front of so many Beijing science. His face changed instantly. Fine, young man, you've got guts." Then he glanced at Robert, standing before me, and scoffed. "Does your confidence perhaps come from him? The founder of Sterling City's Bennett Group, Robert Bennett. Am I correct?" I was slightly surprised that he knew Robert's identity immediately, but only for a fraction of a second. His identity has nothing to do with me. I have no relationship with the Bennett family, nor do I want any in the future. My words had a dual meaning. First, I wanted them to know I didn't need to rely on the Bennett family. Second, I was telling the Bennett family that from this moment on, I was just myself, no longer their son-in-law. My nonchalant attitude quickly irked the group of rich kids. They were likely thinking, "Who does this brat think he is, acting tougher than us?" They were all rubbing their fists, eager to jump me. But me? I particularly enjoy toying with rich kids like them. The angrier they got, the more I wanted to test their limits. "Hey, you all must be the people Nathaniel called, right? Hair dyed like wannabe punks, wearing earrings. Are you even men? Guys like you, I could take down 10 with one hand. Try me if you don't believe it." Sure enough, as soon as I finished speaking, these pampered rich kids couldn't hold back anymore and charged at me. I didn't even bother dodging. Smack, smack, smack. A few slaps sent them reeling back. Except for Thomas Wilson, the middle-aged man who had spoken to me earlier. Everyone now had my handprint on their face, and they hadn't even managed to touch my clothes. "Kid, who the hell are you? Where does your confidence come from?" His face was grim, eyes locked onto me, yet he didn't dare make a move. I casually grabbed a wet wipe and cleaned my hands, speaking nonchalantly. "You have the nerve to ask who I am, and you call yourselves people from Beijing? You don't even recognize me." Halfway through, I suddenly smiled at him. "My surname is Lin, the Lin of Liu Chun." Just as the words left my mouth, someone in the crowd shouted, "Look, what's that?" Following the voice, everyone turned around. A black Hongqi sedan with a black Jing-A license plate slowly drove into the venue grounds. The middle-aged man, Thomas, turned back, his face etched with astonishment. You're actually from the Imperial City?" Referring to the highest circles of power in Beijing. I smiled faintly and nodded gently. "Congratulations, you guessed correctly." Then my tone shifted abruptly, my gaze hardening. "As a reward for guessing right, you should know better than I how to deal with these people, shouldn't you?" Thomas instinctively dropped to his knees before me, his forehead beaded with cold sweat. "You are the son of Liu Chun?" Thomas's words detonated like a bombshell, shattering the atmosphere in the room. No way. This kid has such an insane background. Why didn't he say so earlier? Yeah, if I had his connections, I could walk sideways anywhere in the country. Crap, you reminded me. Didn't we just help young Master Crawford curse him out? It wasn't just the business elites. Even the rich kids who came to back up Nathaniel were now panicking, each one frantically calling home on their phones seeking help. As for Nathaniel himself, the primary subject, he collapsed onto the floor, mouth agape. Crown Prince Chun, this is a misunderstanding." My face remained smiling as I spoke. "Oh, young Master Crawford thinks it's a misunderstanding? You tried to steal my wife and attack me. Which of these crimes can you possibly bear? My words made him wet his pants on the spot. Yes, it's a misunderstanding. Absolutely a misunderstanding. I don't even know your wife, Amelia Bennett. With that, he scrambled towards Amelia, and smack, smack. Before Amelia could process what was happening, blood trickled from the corner of her mouth. She looked up, utterly bewildered. Young Master Crawford, why did you hit me? Hearing Amelia still call him by name, Nathaniel kicked out viciously. Don't fucking call me that. I barely know you. We just made mud pies together as kids. The moment the old man in the traditional Chinese suit walked in, everyone in the room except me broke into a cold sweat. Just then, Dylan, who had been quiet for over an hour, knelt directly before me. There were yellow stains on his trousers. Crown Prince, I was wrong. I was blind and didn't recognize your greatness. Please give me another chance. From now on, I'll be your dog. Tell me to bite someone, and I'll bite. I pinched my nose and shook my head. Dylan, while I'm still in a decent mood, disappear from my sight immediately. Even if you offered to be my dog, I'd find you disgusting. As soon as I finished, Dylan scrambled away, tail between his legs. Amelia was the last to grasp the situation, and she burst into tears. Husband, I was wrong. I was just momentarily confused. I still love you deep down. Can we reconcile? Didn't you want a wedding? I'll arrange it as soon as we get back. She pleaded, banging her head repeatedly on the floor. Too late. It's too late for anything you say now. From the moment you asked me to attend this summit, we were already over. Amelia, the person you love was never me, nor was it Nathaniel Crawford. You love money, power, and anything that makes you feel important. My words pierced her like knives. Amelia fell silent. Seeing this, Robert tried to plead with me, but I silenced him with a harsh glare. A woman who has cheated is beneath me. Cameron Reed. After tonight, the Sterling City business world underwent a major reshuffle. All the bosses who had mocked me, alongside the Bennett family, were collectively forced out. Many years later, when I visited Sterling City again, the Bennett family was nowhere to be found. End of story.